Hey loves, Kim here, and I'm back with another video. So today I am building a fall festival in perhaps one of my favorite worlds to build in Windenberg. Specifically the countryside of Windenberg is so beautiful. I love all of the views, all of the trees, all of the different ponds and stuff. It's such an amazing part of the Sims universe, or Sims 4 universe, to build in, and it's perhaps my favorite. But yeah, I'm building on the 64 by 64 lot, and I believe it's originally called Dresden House. And yeah, what inspired me to do this fall festival is because, of course, it's fall here in the US, and I've just been having fall vibes really ever since September. And I wanted to focus the month of October on kind of like a Halloween type deal. But if I'm honest, I'm not super into Halloween. I don't like being scared. I don't watch scary movies. Don't come for me, bro. But I am a fall baby. My birthday is in November. So that's where my heart lies. That's where I get really my inspiration, from fashion to architecture to nature. Like, I really just love fall time feels, and here we are. So yeah, how are you guys doing today? I'm actually doing great. I did want to apologize to you all for the lack of content. I'm just doing a lot of things in my real life. We're preparing to move, and you know, that's a process within itself, and just work, normal adult things keep getting in the way of me making content for you all. But surprise, surprise, this is part 1 of the fall festival, so it's going to be a 3-part build series. Every time I build on Dresden House, it's always a multi-part build. It's always a multi-part build. Once I got all of my footage and sped everything up, I usually speed it up at 16 times the speed. I had almost an hour of footage, and nobody really wants to sit down and watch a video for an hour on end, so I decided to break that up into smaller chunks for you all to digest, and also so I don't feel as much pressure to talk for an hour long. So yeah, I hope you all will enjoy. In this first part, we just work on the foundational elements, of course, just getting everything laid out, getting the structures together, and deciding, or actually executing, where we want things to be. I'm not sure if you follow me on Twitter. If you don't, you should, because I post up a lot of polls and I asked you guys' opinions on things. Recently I posted a sketch of this, just saying, planning my next big build, and this is what it's becoming right here. And honestly, when you sketch things out beforehand, it makes things a lot easier. I have a graphic design background. I actually went to school and have my degree in graphic design, and planning and sketching is such a huge part of what I do. It really saves me a lot of time and takes out a lot of the guesswork. And although I'm a slow builder, it's not due to my lack of planning or my lack of building know-how. It's because I get so wrapped up in the details that it takes me so long to give what I feel like is quality content to you all. And since I love you all so much, I don't want to give you all less than the best. So I'm sorry it takes me a little bit longer sometimes to make content, but hopefully you enjoy it and it's worth your time and it's worth you downloading into your game. So yeah, my goal for this build was to have as many interactive activities as possible. So there are a couple of things that you can't necessarily interact with, they're just for show, but for the most part these things you can interact with. So for instance, those basketball hoops that I put over there, I would think about at amusement parks or carnivals how they would have different dunk challenges, and you can win like a teddy bear or a prize or something, or even more tickets. So I wanted stuff like that here in the game. I was going to build the bathrooms myself, but once I started placing things and seeing all of like my key items filling up very, very quickly, I opted for the pre-made bathrooms, because honestly nobody likes watching bathrooms being created unless it's like a luxurious bathroom, and no one wants to see me build a bunch of porta potties. Nobody wants to see that. So I opt for the pre-built bathrooms. The ones I used came with City Living. What I'm creating now is just like this tent area, and it's going to be kind of like a gaming station. I've been to gaming conventions where they would have like a new game that they want people to kind of try out and give their honest feedback on. So that was the type of vibe I was going for here. I do adjust the tent a little bit later on, but for now I'm just roughly laying everything out. By the food court area, the food court is in the middle, if you haven't noticed, with those stalls that came with City Living. I love those food stalls, and a lot of items you will have to just access by using a couple of cheats. So some of them are buy the bug items, and some items you just have to unlock. So I believe the stalls are in the buy the bug menu, only because you can't usually just purchase a stall. You can access that by typing in, of course, testing sheets true, so make sure that you have your testing sheets enabled, and then go to bb.show hidden objects. You enter that in, and then you would get another filter called debug, and then you can find it there. But yeah, I am making the stage. We do end up making the stage slightly smaller because this stage is huge, right? It's not like Beyonce is coming. This is like a local fall festival, town festival, county fair, whatever you want to call it. So it doesn't need to be that big, and I realized that myself once I started putting equipment up there, and I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of extra space and I can be using this for other things. So I do end up sizing it down just a little bit, but it's still pretty substantial stage. And yeah, another reason why I didn't build individual bathrooms is because in order to build the stage, I had to put it up on a foundation. If I would have used a floor, and yeah, if I would have built it a floor up, so if the stage would have started on a second floor instead of on a foundation, your Sims on the ground floor can't interact them because they're basically like a floor up, if that even makes sense. So whereas if they're on a foundation, it's still counted as the same floor. So yeah, I had to use a foundation for that, and that also came in handy with the bottom left corner thing that I do, and this thing over here towards the middle and the back on the right. So yeah, now I'm building in another tent. I use this tent over here on the right side. It's kind of like a feature artist corner. I have a friend that does caricatures. I hope I said that right. Every year he travels up to New York and he does caricatures for customers there. So I thought something similar, like if your sim had a high enough painting skill, they can paint from reference, and then they may be able to sell their work on the little display boards that they have. Just like I said, giving sims multiple things to do. And what's kind of confusing is I'm not sure if you're able to sell your items on those boards right away, or if you need to purchase it yourself, pack it in your inventory and bring it with you. But either way, it's a great way if you have an artistic sim to make some income and have a nice day at the fair. I was going to build like a little ride over here with the logs, but aesthetically I didn't feel like it was up to par with the other one, so I do show a little bit of the footage just to show you guys what was here before, but eventually I changed it into something else in the end, something that's a little bit more interactive for your sims. I'm playtesting it here. Like, your sims can sit on a couple of the logs, but who wants to go somewhere just to sit down? So I do make that space a little bit more kid friendly in the end, but you have to wait till part 3 to see what I do with it. But yeah, I'm just making some fencing. I do notice that a lot at festivals and amusement parks, each attraction is kind of fenced off just so it creates more of an intimate space, I guess, and also so there's a formal line so everyone's not trying to bomb rush in at the same time. Now I'm making perhaps one of my favorite things to look at here. So where I'm from, we have a theme park called Six Flags over Georgia, and there is this ride called acrophobia, and it's a straight drop ride. And if you don't know the meaning of acrophobia, it means the fear of heights. And wow, I've been on this ride a couple times. It's definitely not my favorite because it makes my heart fall deep into my stomach. But it is a very popular ride there, and I thought that it would be nice to create a showstopper piece like this. Of course, it's not an actual ride. Of course, you can't have your Sims go up and get dropped, but they can sit down on the seats down below, and it'll be perfect for a machinima. You guys are probably amazing at editing and making it seem like they actually rode the ride. So here it is. I thought that this was just nice to get Sims' attention to come here, so hopefully you can make use of this. I make it by using some octagonal floors in the middle, or rooms in the middle rather, and I'm using these kind of gamer looking or astronaut looking chairs that came with the base game. I squished them really close together and I raised them up about 3 pegs, so your Sims get the feeling of not being flat on the ground, but you know, they're not really going anywhere. And I really love these lights that I put up here, especially the rounder ones that kind of look like rivets going up, and then of course the flat ones with spa day that just gives a bit more illumination and a bit more attention at nighttime. Over here in this rectangle, I'm going to put the bumper cars over there, but we'll get to that in just a bit. Now I'm using these counters underneath the long tent across from the basketball area to make like this gaming station. This was very reminiscent of when you would go to a carnival and you would see like the setup with like 8 players or 10 players, and they're trying to shoot water into a target, and whoever gets to the top first wins. So since we can't do that, I wanted to add these lights from City Living. I felt like it was the perfect cylindrical shape, and I added in these gaming computers that came with Get to Work, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, just another multiplayer activity for your Sims to do. You can click on multiplayer game online, or I don't know, you can just have your Sims play together. They might not automatically play games, but the look of it all is well worth it. Now I'm creating kind of like the tent area here. I initially was going to use the awnings that came with base game, but it didn't look right. Like, it looked super messy and I just was not having that, so I opted to use these square umbrellas that came with the seasons pack, and I'm doing some kind of fancy roofing at the top. It's nothing really special, but you know, just giving it a more different shape just to call a bit more attention to that area here. So yeah, I wanted to really push myself doing things that I don't usually do, and challenging myself creatively to take what I have existing and make it look like what I wanted it to look like. So I hope you all will enjoy it. What I like the most about this gaming area are the little bar lights that I add. They came with Get to Work, if I'm not mistaken. And when I say bar lights, not lights that you will see in a bar, but they're literally just like a strip, kind of like a bar. And here they are going up right now, and it's amazing to look at night. And I don't know, it's just, seeing this at night takes me back to being 16 and having my first job in the summer at this amusement park, and just hearing the music and meeting new friends, and you know, just having that experience. You know, basically a summer night at an amusement park. And I don't know, I was getting such teenage vibes from this. Like, this place would be perfect for your teenage Sims. Like, if you wanted a group to come here just like for an outing, or if you wanted to do like a first date without being too serious, or even just like bringing your family, like bringing your kids and toddlers here, since I do give them a few more things to do, is well worth it. I hope you all will enjoy it, and hopefully this just creates a space for different dynamics of Sims and their different relationships and interactions. And that's always my goal, just to make your Sims happy, to make you feel like this place is worthy of being in your game. Like, I really enjoy creating content, so excuse me if I'm getting a little bit off topic, but I'm just excited to be bringing this to you all. So as of the first video, it's not on the gallery yet. I have to do some very last finishing touches. Like I said, I'm so detail oriented. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but hopefully you all like it. But by the time the last video is posted, it will be on the gallery. And yeah, we are over here at the bumper cars now. I'm just choosing some wall coverings here just to make the place feel a bit more lively, to bring a little bit more attention to it. Now, most of the bumper cars that I've seen and personally written and worked at and all of that, they have a common color scheme of red, white, and blue. Now, I'm not sure if that's kind of like a nod at, you know, America, or if that's just considered a classic color combination, but I wanted to keep with that. I did notice the same kind of color combo when I've been to festivals and fairs as well, so that's where I drew my inspiration from. Now I'm sizing up these little toy race cars that came with the base game pack. Well, base game isn't a pack, it's just base game. I need to stop saying base game pack. But anyway, they came with base game and I sized them up. And the reason why I use these is because with bumper cars, they don't have a covering. They're just kind of all convertibles, for lack of a better term. And they typically have 2 seats in them. So I felt like this was perfect. The only thing that could have made this better is if those cars came in multiple colors, but I felt like red was perfect to match with what I've already done with the wall covering, so I was completely fine with it. Now I'm creating like the backstage area, so there's like a backstage access where if you're having a sim perform, they can just go in the back. You don't have to worry about other sims rushing onto stage with them. There is a gate so you can access it, but since this is a park lot, you can edit it while you're there and get rid of the gate if people start trying to follow your sims up there. And I'm also creating like this little ramp using a roof. Now of course it's not usable, but it's nice to have. I would imagine that whatever production team is wheeling up equipment so they don't have to break their backs trying to carry everything. So yeah, like I said, here is the ride that I was inspired from by Acrophobia, and for the harnesses I used a little rounded wall decoration piece that came with base game, and the floor I used is kind of like a metal. I really like the detail on it, and I believe that either came with base game or Get to Work. And I'm just adding in a couple of mechanic pieces that came with Get to Work just to make this ride look like it's an actual mechanism and that it actually works, you know, just finer details that I get so wrapped up in, but I love myself for them in the end. And I used that foundation that came with Seasons. I love that kind of dark stone look, and I was glad that we had something like that in game. So yeah, I've just been recently thinking about what to build next. If I want to try to crank out one more Halloween themed build, or if I just should stick with fall. Let me know in the comments. That will actually help me out a lot. Have you guys' opinion just to see what you like to see, because sometimes it's hard coming up with ideas that's going to keep you all interested. So all comments and feedback are welcome. Just please be nice about it. And like I said, I also do polls on Twitter, so be sure to follow me there. The link to my Twitter and my Instagram are always down in the description box below. But yeah, back to the build. I am adding some things onto the stage, just some more equipment here. Like I said, I realized just how big the stage was when I added all of that there. Like, it completely swallowed everything in size comparison. Now I'm building another kind of area similar to where the games are, but this is specifically for vendors. So I have those little tables that you would see at the flea market that came with City Living. I think it's called the Come and Get It table. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And like I said, I'm not sure if you could just sell outright or if you have to pack these things into your inventory, but either way, it's there for looks if you can't use them right away. And if you have to bring it with you, it's so easy to just delete it and place your own thing there. That way you can make a little side money at the carnival. Yeah, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about your Sims and their pockets. But yeah, I just really love this build. I love how everything is just coming together, And I use various packs in here. I don't have a single pack that I could say is like the MVP, but I do use quite a bit of objects from City Living, like the basketball hoops and the food stalls and like the vendor tables and all of that. That's all City Living. I use some things from the fitness stuff pack, like the rock climbing walls. I'm not even sure if that popped up on screen yet, but it's there. Use just something from everywhere. Spooky Day pack was a big one for those pumpkin carving stations and like some of the pumpkins and things like that. Yeah, like it's just a little bit of a lot. It's a hodgepodge of things, and if you don't have all the packs, I do apologize. You know, hopefully most of these things are just replaced by items from other packs, but I do know some things that just cannot be replaced are the basketball hoops, the pumpkins, and the what do you call it, the rock climbing things. But yeah, anyway, you guys, I've been rambling for about 20 minutes now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hop off and let you all enjoy the rest of this video. I just want to say thank you so much for watching and letting me ramble to you all. I don't know if I talk too much or not, but I do enjoy just sharing all of the random things that pop up in my head. So I don't know, I hope you all can relate to my struggle. But anyway, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps me out. It lets me know what you like, and it lets me know what to do more of. And you guys are so important to this whole thing. We're about 86 subscribers strong, and that is a long way from 0, and I didn't do that. You guys did that, so I'm so appreciative to you all always, and your opinions and feedback means so much to me and so much to the channel. Also, feel free to follow me on my social medias. My Instagram handle is Simply-Nisey. Over there I post up a lot of pictures and some things from my personal life if you're interested. I don't lead an exciting life, but I have some things there. And follow me on Twitter. I'm becoming more and more active on Twitter. Thank you so much, Twitter fam. You have given me so much support. You've given me so much encouragement and so much inspiration to just keep going and keep striving and keep making connections. I feel like that's something that I don't do enough of, is making connections. So just being more active on Twitter and getting more engaged with the simming community has just meant so much. Like, I can't even put it into words. So feel free to follow me on Twitter. My Twitter ID is Simply-Nisey YT. And be sure to follow me on the gallery. My origin ID is Simply-Nisey. That's where I post all of my builds, of course. And if you have something you want me to see and get feedback on, definitely hit me up on the gallery. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye guys.